Yeah. Uh-huh. It's just a vibe, you know. Yeah. Greetings, and salutations, people. What's poppin'? I know it has been a while, but due to some technical difficulties and just a laundry list of shit, I have not been able to get the episodes out to you, but we have gotten all of those things fixed. We've gotten all of those problems remedied. And just like Cook Crack back in the 80s, we bang. Oh yeah, we back. Round of applause, we back. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome back to the Heavy Thoughts Podcast. I am their host, Sir Heavy Mac. Greetings, what's poppin', what's good. And it is my very astute pleasure and honor to ring in my co-host. Now, from yesteryear, I was doing things with Thick Nick Jack from TikTok, you know, the homie. And some technical things kind of render that harder for me to do these days. And lo and behold, I was scrolling through social media, and I just so happened to come across a young lady that I knew from yesteryear. And it's crazy because we're from the same city, we're from the same town or whatever you call it. And I heard her voice first on radio. So she is largely at fault for me wanting to get into the radio game and the podcasting game, because she was one of the first people I heard do it that was, you know, close in my age range. So we got to talking, and we got to going back and forth, and the idea dawned. I was like, yo, I've always wanted to work with you. I've always wanted to have your voice. I always wanted to, you know, kind of tap into your mental. She comes with the years of experience in the radio game. I'll let her tell about her own stories. But one time, my co-host on the Heavy Thoughts Podcast, Miss Missy B. Missy B, what's good?
What's good, my friend? What's good?
What's going on? Huh?
Yeah, chilling in the cut, just hanging out.
Yeah, it only took what? Let me see. We go back to 2007, 8. So it only took almost 20 years to get here.
We had some growing pains, some growing up, some things to make happen. Things happen.
Yeah. And prayerfully, my hope is that we worked out all of the bugs, so the people that actually tune in and listen, you know, we can keep putting out quality products every week. Again, like I said, I've been waiting for years to work with you. And now I have the opportunity and the pleasure to do it. And it's just, I got to tell you, I'm a little giddy. I am a little giddy because, you know, it's you. You was like the voice of Charleston for the late night, man. I mean, I'm just a little giddy right now. So for those who know, Z93 Jams, Charleston, South Carolina, one of the number one radio stations in the city. And she was a running desk jockey for how many years?
I did about 3 years.
3 years. She would sneak me in the studio after hours. Shout out to Terry Bass. He didn't know nothing about that. She'd sneak me in, and I would watch her work her magic, just being on the microphone. And that just kind of started a quest of just wanting to get on the mic and just talk about everything that is everything. So I want to thank you again for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. And fingers crossed that, you know, we'll get to that good place of just staying in a good rhythm. How that sound?
That sounds awesome. But you know what's funny, Heavy?
What's
You
that?
tell that story, and I never knew you wanted to work with me. I used to look at it as, Heavy's coming to keep me company because this 2 to 5 shift is a killer. And that extra person in the building helped keep you awake for your shift. So it's really interesting to know that all of this time you wanted to work with me, but you really never said anything. But
Because
then
you don't want to utilize, like, you don't want to. I wanted to take you in for what it was, and saying I wanted to work with you could look like a little backgroundish, like, yo, he just trying to work with me because I let him in the building, I let him see everything. There was a genuine interest. I mean, my grandfather was doing a radio show right after yours, so more often than not, I would be in the building, especially on weekends anyway. But there was always that love and connection, which is really wanting to do radio. And then lo and behold, as time would have it, podcasting became a thing out of left field, like 8 years ago. And had I know then what I know now, I'd have started with that, and based on how I could find you, we would have been had this thing rolling. We'd have had our own retirement from the workforce and podcast full going through right now. We'd have been out there.
Listen, you know this, and it's just really funny because I remember just getting my break because my break actually came through um Shasha. She actually worked my spot. I took her position when she became the executive producer for Baby J and Tessa, and I
Yeah.
remember
Shout
just
out to the
I
original Breakfast Club. If you know,
exactly.
you
I
know.
remember like you know. Um, I remember like getting my little opportunities to go to the radio station to talk with Tessa and Jay. I'll never forget being one of remember the team jammers, like when they would do the big summer event.
Yeah.
I was
Team
one of the
Jams.
originals.
That's
Listen, Terry
crazy.
Bates looked out. Terry looked out for the community real heavily. And so I remember just that year I was basically on reserve from the military. I remember
Yeah.
just hitting them up being like, "Hey, Bates, I want to be serious about it. I want to do it. I've got the time." And I think I nagged his nerve for like a good 3 months before he just broke down and was like, "Okay, fine. We gonna do this." And from there the Z family took me in, and it was just amazing, like to just help others see it. For the longest time until J Rock came, I was the baby of the station. So
Right.
it was definitely amazing.
Yeah, and I think you took all of the nerves from Terry because I tried annoying Terry for, I want to say the better side of like 7, 8 months, and he was unmoving, unwavering, and for whatever reason, I never got the gig, but Rob Dog got it. So I'm like, yo, you
Hmm.
gave the first blind man in command a spot, and I was asking to do the same thing because I've been talking to Willie Will. We've been down there with Will, and my brother and I, we was down there trying to get in, just trying to get on the spot, trying to do it. We was cool with Sean Cornelius. On the late night, DJ Cass was the homie,
Hmm.
Yanni Root, all we had everybody. Like we knew
The
everybody,
family.
the whole fam. And Terry was not having it for whatever reason. And I guess, you took his last good nerve because nothing I
Because
said
I'm
ever made.
persistent.
Yeah, I was
You
too.
know what?
I
I'm
thought I
persistent.
was. I thought I was, but clearly not enough because he wasn't having it. He was like, nah, nah, we good. And he just stopped answering, stopped responding. And eventually, college I went back to school and
Took over.
yeah, then, once life started happening, I got back home and I was home for good. I think the radio bug had kind of passed me at that point. Just kind of just accept the fact that you'll never get on, and I just I let it be what it was. But time, efforts, and opportunity would afford me the opportunity of having my own podcast. Some 7, 10, 12, 15 years
Well,
later, whatever it
20 years
was.
later.
Yeah. So it helped me get in that bag, man. And I'm appreciative of the process because now I can literally do it my way. I don't have to worry about not cursing. I don't have to worry about talking about goofy shit or listening to stupid music I don't care for because as I seen the growing music that's coming out now, absolutely
Oh my
terrible.
gosh.
Absolutely
Yeah.
terrible. I
Like,
cannot listen to. I have to catch the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne, Envy, and Jess or Lauren, whoever is going to be working there. I got to catch them after the fact when it goes off because the music is so terrible.
I want to be able to skip the music because sometimes I'm listening to stuff and I'm like, what the hell? Like,
I
what is
can't.
this? Like, can I skip this?
Nah, because see, after I heard Pussy Pink, Booty Hole Brown, I was out. I was like, they're playing this on the radio, like in the morning. All
And
right, this is.
remember, we would have to be, I remember like working Tom Joyner as his executive producer, like having to catch the crazy stuff because you would lose your advertisers. And that was the worst thing in radio back then. So I,
Apparently
I, I
not.
find it I find
Apparently
it
not no
crazy
more.
that nowadays they play whatever, and it's just whatever.
Yeah, but again, to each his own. We here now. We're not gonna dwell on the past. We gonna
Because we've moved on.
exactly. And if I sound a little bitter, I am a little bitter. But having Missy makes it a little better. So shout out to Missy B again.
Aw.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of the process. And thank you for finally allowing me to work with you. So I appreciate that. You the dopest one. You the dopest one for real, for real.
Always trust the process.
All right, so what we getting into first? What we talking about?
So it's funny. So I definitely want to first pay my condolences to George Foreman, but I actually have a funny story about something that George Foreman taught me through my Foreman Grill. So Ryan, I mean, heavy. I don't know if you know, I'm not that chick that believes in the way you get a man is through his stomach, because I'm the wrong one for that. But I'll
Okay,
never forget. Um, I had decided I wanted to learn to cook 'cause I was looking to cut back my budget because I
right,
was, eating out every meal.
right.
And I remember like calling myself, it was some kind of chicken. I don't remember exactly what I was trying to do, but I remember being like, why isn't the chicken fried? And like I remember posting it on Facebook, and all my friends were like, why would you post this on Facebook? Like, do you not realize that it's a grill? It's not. And I just remember like him one teaching me, this is funny,
How to
one
cook
teaching me
chicken?
everything does not need to go on social media. That's
True,
number one.
very true.
And then number two, some people just aren't made to cook. Like, you got to know your role. Um, so definitely rep to the last of the three greats of boxing to leave this earth.
Yeah, which is crazy though. One of the best top heavyweights, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Frazier, of course, Mike Tyson. Like the American born and bred, they like in the class of
Definitely.
just like the best. He was during that time where like the heavyweights was all the news to watch, all the things to watch. So I mean, beautiful life. He was granted living what 76 years. I want to say yeah,
76
76
years.
years.
And I think a
Um,
total of what, seven kids? Five. I know he's got five boys all named after him, and I think it's two girls. I don't
that's
know how
what
many grandkids he's got, but
Georgetta.
he's lived.
It's like Georgetta Foreman. Well, he's got 12 kids actually, 5 sons, 7 daughters. All
Okay,
five of his sons are named
right
George
after him.
Foreman. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's
He said that legacy was going to be real.
that's cool and all, and I understand it, but that's a lot, bro. Like you
Yeah.
just got so George Foreman Jr., George Foreman Jr. Jr., George Foreman Jr. 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 That's a lot for me. Like that's I don't. Maybe I don't know. I'm not gonna speak ill of the dead, but maybe one too many hits to the head because that's wicked work. That's
Because you
wicked
got to
work.
come up with you got to come up with nicknames for everybody to know who you're talking to, and
Exactly. Imagine being in
you
the
only
house like,
got.
yo, George, me or you. I don't know. That's all
Let's
five
just
of us
all
go. Yeah,
respond.
and the girls is Georgetta. This is one of the reasons of why I'm glad that women could work and have their own money now because this is a clear example of he brought the money in so he had all to say so because clearly I don't know a woman that would be like yeah name all five of my sons after you name
There's
my
no way
daughters
possible.
after you
Georgetta,
but with the Etta on it. That's wicked work.
there's no way.
That's
No
wicked
way.
work. So I mean, again, to each his own. I ain't. It's my name Bennett. I ain't in it. R.I.P. to George Foreman. He was one of the people that I thought I could emulate a career of boxing if I was ever going to tap into it because I just heard about his power. And when I watched the movie Ali and I saw him hitting that bag, and I was like, I mean, it's just a movie. And then a couple years ago, it was about when he was 73. Tyson and
You
them was
saw him
talking about
actually
coming back.
do it.
Yeah, he was, and I mean, he was mollywhopping the back. I'm making another comeback. I'm like, he's 73 and still got that kind of muscle memory, man. You don't forget.
George wasn't playing the form and everything.
I mean, yo, George, yeah, that crazy work. So, R.I.P. to George Foreman. Thoughts and prayers with his family, all of the Georges, Georgettas. Um,
All of the Foremans. Let's
All of
just
the
do it like that,
formats. Yeah,
because
that's it.
don't tell
That's
them what we're gonna dig ourselves into looking for names.
I'm not going. Yeah, I ain't gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Don't want to be no part of that drama. And speaking of drama, so
The drama.
yeah, a local from our city, young country boy made it big. Charlemagne the God.
Charlemagne the God. He was
Shot.
one of our hearts in the Z family as well.
Yeah. I wish he'd have put the book out a long time ago, because I would have had the fortitude to just keep going with it. But life was just lifing, and my father wasn't the patient type of saying, "Yo, you can chase a
Definitely.
dream and live in my house." Nah, you had to go out and
Listen,
do something that made
make
some.
it work.
Yeah, so Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and Just Hilarious. Of course, to those who know, they have a breakfast. They have a morning show in New York, Power 105.
That just so happens to be called a Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I think he called it that. He got the name from Tessa and Baby J and Natty
I'm
Heavy.
quite sure, but we not gonna start no drama.
We ain't gonna start that. But fact is fact. You don't call yourself the Breakfast Club, and then but you always paying homage to Baby J and Tessa. Like, come on, man. Like, they've been the Breakfast Club forever, until syndication came in and was like, yeah, we'll just put this on Z93. It was Tessa and Baby. I remember their last episodes. It was around, I want to say 2008 or 9.
2008. It was 8.
Yeah, I was working at the car wash. I was working at Triangle Rental Car off of Savannah Highway, and I heard them talking about it. And they was talking about, yeah, this is it's coming to an end. They're gonna have somebody come in, syndications. I think it was Ricky Smiley or
Yeah, Ricky took over. It was Ricky.
and I just remember sitting in the car so hurt, and I couldn't understand it. And it was around the time that my grandfather also was getting replaced and pushed out.
Replaced.
And I'm like, yeah, what is going on? It was like, it's cheaper to, just hit a
Syndicate.
button. They got this syndication. You pay them maybe 2 of the people's salary just to play the syndication on the radio show. You don't got to worry. You don't have to worry about nothing. You play your own commercials in between, and it's it. Done deal. Same
Because
thing with
literally
you.
that syndication is ran by one person. You just have that executive producer who just has to run the show and place
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I can understand it from the money aspect. Being, Tom Joyner's executive producer who was syndicated as well. But I'll never forget when they were removed due to syndication. As a matter of fact, I was living in Atlanta and Shasha called and told me. And I remember like having to plan it out for me to be able to listen to the last show, because it was really heartbreaking to see that happen, because
Crazy.
for the longest time Z fought syndication. They kept everything local. They were very big on that local home ground talent. So to see they finally lost the battle, it just hurt. It hurt a lot.
I think just like anything else, and we'll go deep into this later. I think like everything else, everything has its price. And because America was built on capitalism, everything, and I do mean everything, is for sale. No matter how good the people enjoy it at the basis of the local levels, no matter how supported or beloved it is, it's like, yeah, but if we can turn a buck and make more, say, yo, but you got about 2 million.
If that
Do you
money ain't making
need
money,
2.5? I mean,
yeah.
you never know when I might have a hankering for another boat. What the fuck, man?
If that
You know what I'm
money
saying?
ain't making money, they're trying to make more money.
But and therein lies the issue with the bullshit that we in now. Everybody's looking to screw over somebody to try to get to the top. Nobody's about sharing the wealth of knowledge and passing down. Everybody's trying to hoard shit to themselves until people realize, first off, there's only so much shit you can keep. Second off, you can't take none of this shit with you. And third
When you
off,
die,
exactly, there's way more people who don't have it than people who do. And when the people who don't have it figure out, I'm tired of fighting people for scraps. When there's a wealth of a buffet at that rich dude's house or at that person's yacht party or whatever have you, then the people who have it start to look like food. Now y'all start to
There
look
you
like
go.
something to eat. And then it's gonna be, well, how did it get this? Y'all was hoarding everything. I for the love of me, I don't understand, and I go through this so many times. It's a frustrating reality. I am very simplistic at my core. I don't I don't understand why my wife needs to go to 14 different countries a year. I have no idea. I don't get it. Like Paris isn't going to be more Paris. You know what I'm saying? Like Rome is going to be more Rome. Like, oh, I saw Rome last year in September, but boy, I gotta catch it in autumn. Oh, I saw Amsterdam in January, but it's a different vibe when it's in June. I'm like, none of that shit, like truly at its core matters. So when you have these people that try to hoard things because, well, I've driven the best BMW, but the new one that's coming out, it's gonna have the slight seat adjustment. Motherfucker, please. Y'all are hoarding on this shit, making yourself bigger targets for when the masses start to look hungry and want to seek out the people that got the plates. Because
But Max,
why?
I can defend with Miss Heavy, right? Because for me, it's not about you may think like Paris is going to be Paris whether you go January, whether you go May, whether you go December. For us,
Mm.
it's the experience. So like each time we make that trip, it's going to be a different experience. It's a different something we can hold on to. So I can understand the 14 trips in a year. I got a couple of trips coming up, the places I've already been, but it's just the experience of doing it a little bit
All
differently.
right, well, you speak
Um,
you speak fluent, girl. Explain to me how the experience from last year, how the experience from this year differs. How you got trips coming up? How have your experiences from last year differ from the experiences that you're gonna have this year if you're going to the exact same place? Because you're talking to somebody that my experiences is tied and attributed towards cruises. I go,
Definitely.
and the different experiences I have is based on how I gamble. The people on the boat don't matter. The places where the boat's going don't give a fuck. I want to have a good cigar overlooking water because I like the sound of water. It helps me sleep. I want to have a good cigar smoking on a deck, just kind of vibing. I want to dance for like 15 minutes, and for the most part, I just want to gamble and chill, be cut off from the world so I don't have to be involved or have to look at my phone or have to be called or have to worry about work. That disconnection that a boat provides is why I do it. The same experience, but it garners the same result for me. Total relaxation because there's nothing I can do if I'm in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean. Doesn't matter. Wherever I'm at, I'm cut off and it's going to take a while to get there. So life will be waiting for me when I get back. When you stay connected, you never truly disconnect. And from what I hear and from what I know, people like my wife and yourself, y'all mostly go to places that y'all stay connected to the bullshit. So it's the new experience, but what else has changed? Maybe you can.
So it's
I
about
don't speak girl. You speak full female. Please enlighten me on what differs.
so it's how you connect, right? So
Okay.
when I travel, um, especially when I'm traveling, if I'm flying, I literally pause my social medias. One, because as a safety measure, as a single female, I don't need everybody knowing that I'm out the country or I'm not at home or whatever the case may be. But I pause my social medias. Yes, I do stay connected somewhat. And I may cheat and peep here and there, but for me, it's just that experience. Like, because you got to remember, you're an introvert, and I don't know if your wife is an extrovert or if she's like a social butterfly. For us, sometimes the experience is just the people we meet on the trip and the things that we may do. Like when I go on cruises, I'm always looking for a fun excursion. I'm a daredevil, so I'm looking
Yeah.
for the zip line. I'm looking for the ATV. Now I'm gonna hit the casino. I'm gonna find me a cigar. I'm gonna find me some whiskey, but I'm that person who gets off the boat. Um, when I go to other countries, like, yes, I've been to Paris, but like when I go back to Paris, I'm looking forward to hitting some art museums I've not been to, seeing some sites I haven't seen. Definitely visit some of the new shops that are going to be out there. So it's just the different things that we look forward to doing. Like I'm going back to Cozumel. There was a mall that I didn't get to hit that's like in the area
So,
where most of the
so
boats
some
are.
more stuff you want to
Yeah,
just
so
buy
it's
back and bring back.
Listen, I've told you when we talked before, I am that chick who always ends up buying a extra suitcase on the cruise. I always come with more than I leave with. So
Mm.
that's just my thing.
But I still, and again, I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's just the genetic makeup. I still haven't heard the reason on the, because you're talking about experiences. Going to buy stuff, that's not an experience. Like
But it's
what?
not all about the purchases though. So like for me, when I go to Cozumel this time, the last time I went, um, because of COVID, I couldn't do the swimming with the dolphins. I've never swum with dolphins. It's something I want to do. So I'm going swimming with the dolphins.
Okay.
Um,
So you're trying to swim with
now,
the fishes. Very mom like. Good for you.
and then like um it rained, so my ATV trip got canceled. Now I ATV on a couple of different cruises, but it's just always something about being able to get in the mud and have a little fun. So I'm looking to go ATVing. And then when we go to Honduras, I'm going ziplining again. It's just a throw. So it's just kind of what you look to do when you make these trips. You
Mm.
know, now if it's just one of them trips where I got a trip where I'm literally going to be at sea, we're going to like the private island for that cruise ship. Yeah, I'm probably gonna spend most of that in the casino with some bourbon and a cigar,
Mm.
and just kind of meeting and mingling on the boat. So each cruise kind of has its purpose.
Yeah, me personally, I hear what you're saying, and I can understand the appeal of it. For me personally, I don't get, I just like everything that I've seen. There's a prime example. Um, the the best place I've ever been to in my life is New Orleans. New Orleans is just, it's just different. It's just so much fun, and it's just a vibe all by itself. And one of the things that I love going there for is the food and the gambling. Now, when I went with my wife. So I couldn't enjoy Bourbon Street the way that I've heard people enjoy Bourbon Street, largely in part because for me, I don't know how, I can't speak for other men, but for me, when I go out with my wife, my lady, it's work. It's not enjoyment. We're in a new city where we don't know people. I have to keep a watchful eye of our surroundings. So just up and on, yeah, I'm just gonna have me a couple what do they call it? Hurricanes and hand grenades. Yeah, I'm gonna just do
That
that. We
ain't
both gonna
happening.
be fucked up and we both gonna be lit and nah, ain't happening. Not for me because somebody gotta have situational awareness. Somebody gotta make sure that we get back to the room. Somebody gotta make sure that, we make it out and that job is bestowed upon the man. So if I would ever go back to a place, if you're talking about just for the sole purpose of experiences, I would want to go back to New Orleans, like maybe by myself or with my brothers. That's a guy's trip, so I can see the essence of it. I can try foods. I can maybe get a little wasted, but I still don't because I think getting drunk after 30 is wild. For the people who do
It's,
it,
yeah, you wildin'.
yo, I,
You
hats off to
yo, why
you.
don't the
I
people who
can't.
do it? We don't understand.
I
We
don't
don't
get it.
understand the logic.
I don't get it. My brain hurts thinking about it. And from that aspect, I would do it from there. And then from the other side of it, gambling, man. I won a lot. New Orleans had a game called Pai Gow. It was a very slow game of poker, type poker. You can play that game for like 4 hours and spend most of the time just pushing between you and the dealer. So not really losing money, not really making money, and then you just hit a couple
You
good
just moving
times.
around.
Hey, and then you meet people, you have some drinks. Hey, yo, bring me some Uncle Nearest. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Bring it over. We good. If you go to the smoking side of it, you can have a nice little cigar in the area. So it's just a vibe. That I understand for that experience because I couldn't experience to the full degree. Now, other places I've been is like, let me see. I've been to Vegas with my brother. And let me tell you, Vegas is a place I never have to go to again. Never have to see it. I've seen it. I've done it. It has gambling, but for the most part, unless I'm going there to see who has their residency
Like
now,
have a concert or something
T
like
Pain. Like I
uh
would go see a T Pain show in Vegas. Would I go necessarily to gamble? Not really, because everything's kind of overpriced. I remember we went to a club. My brother and I, we went to a club. We was in this hotel that was far off the strip. My aunt and uncle had a timeshare or something where they just got us a free room. So all we had to do was fly there and back. So the room was taken care of. So it was good. So we get to the room. We get dressed. We said we going out. Cool. My brother, he was like, yo, man, I'm gonna put on my forces, try to catch a vibe. I said, I don't think you should because we not at home. Out of town places got weird rules. Just wear some loafers. Nah, man. All right, cool. So we get in the car. First time in my life ever getting in a taxi. I don't think I've done it since. It was absolutely horrifying. He took like 8
Oh, you
different
was looking
turns.
for a death trap
Man,
there
listen,
in
he
Vegas.
took like 8 different turns. It took us like almost twice as long to get there. And I'm like, this shit is dumb. He was damn near crashing into people. So I get out of the car like, I'm going to catch the bus back to the hotel because this is dumb. So we get to
Not doing this again.
never. Haven't been in a cab since. That was in 2000, I want to say 14. Haven't been in a cab since. We get to, I think we went to the Bellagio, and there was a club in the area that was just going off. Doom, 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 doom. We see the line of girls. We hear the music. It's like, yo, we gotta get in there. So like, all right, so we go to the front. Guy was like, yo,
You
y'all
can't
here.
get in because of tennis shoes.
He couldn't get in because of tennis shoes. Man was like, yo, unless you got some girls with you, we can't let you in with them tennis shoes on. God almighty. So I'm like, hey, man, what you want to do? We can go someplace else. Like when he said that, like 5 bad things walked by us. It's like, yo, I'm going to go back and change my shoes. I'll be right back. I said, all right, I'm going to be in here. So I
I'll
go
wait
in.
on you.
No, I'm not waiting. I'm going in. I dress appropriate. I know how to
That's what I'm
move.
saying. You were like, I'll be in here waiting on you.
Yeah. I'll be here when you get back. It took him like about 48 minutes to an hour to get back. So I'm in there. I see these, young ladies at the bar. I'm feeling myself. Now keep in mind, I'm a country boy. I'm Southern boy from Charleston, South Carolina. What was it? Like Purple Tree? A Purple Tree beer. It's like maybe $6. You know what I'm saying? What else? What's the Toucan Reef? Is that the spot that was on the side of downtown?
Yo, that was yes,
Yeah.
that was the spot.
Toucan Reef, maybe a drink might get you like about like, $7-8, which is downtown Charleston. That's about the standard. So we in Vegas. So I'm like, yo, I see these 2 women standing looking at me. I was like, all right, good. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking good, smelling good, I'm feeling fresh. I go to the bartender and say, yeah, yo, Mac. Yeah, let me get 2 Heinekens and a Corona. It's all right, bet. I look at him, I give him a smile. Man came back at me. Yo, I'll be $35.
That price hit your pocket like, what the hell?
I said, excuse me? Because the music was too loud. Excuse me? What'd you say? Yeah.
You heard what that man told you.
That'll be $35. $35 for 3 beers? I
3
said,
beers, sir.
now the women is looking at me now. Now they looking at me.
Like, what you gonna do? You
Like,
done call
you know
yourself
what I'm saying?
out.
So I give him a 40. He's, I appreciate that, bro. I'm like, I just paid 40. Because I wasn't going to ask for my tip. So, I look at the girls like, hey,
He
ladies.
assumed
He's like,
his tip.
oh, okay. How you doing? I said, I'm good. I said, y'all drinking? Say, yeah, we got some drinks coming. They said, but you can get the next one. I said, I bet. I looked there. I saw the drinks that they had coming. I saw them liquor glasses. As soon as they turned around, dip the fuck out. You hear me? I was gone.
You knew better.
Listen.
They had no bears. You knew they were drinking liquors. They weren't paying for nothing.
First off, bartender came back up and said, my man, you didn't give me my change. Oh, I didn't know. Bro, I just paid $35 for 3 beers. Hell no, you ain't keeping the full fucking 40. Run me my 5, bitch. My brother walks in like 30 minutes later. Now, I got the 3 beers in my hand. I am sipping slow. Babysitting? Listen, 1 beer took me about 42 minutes to drink. And I kept the other 2 in my hand so long that the beer turned warm from just being in my hand. It was crazy.
Not you babysitting the bear just because it cost you $35.
Nigga, I'm Southern. I never am. Do you know what $35 would have got me back in 2014?
I know what that gets us at home. I know what that gets us at home. That's that's some tequila, some hen, some
Bruh.
Lord knows what else.
Come on, man. That's drinks for like 3 bitches. $35? Yo, you what you
That
want? You
that
want
is
some
true.
shots? You want this? 3 beers? Beers, not liquor. Beers. 3 fucking beers cost me $35. Fuck Vegas. My brother's he's
Listen,
trying to play
Vegas
it
is
cool.
overpriced.
My
Vegas is
yo,
overpriced.
big bro trying to play it cool. He was like, yo, I'm finna go get my vodka cranberry. I said, hey, listen, they taxing.
3 bears cost.
They taxing. He was like, nah, man, ain't gonna be that bad. I said, okay, okay.
Don't say I didn't forewarn you.
Yo, yo, big bro. Yo,
Came back like, what the fuck?
big bro came back with one because he said he was gonna get two. He came back with one, one vodka and
A
cranberry.
glass of wine?
No, vodka and cranberry. Staring that
Oh,
bitch mad aggressive. I said, yo, you good? He was like, this motherfucking drink cost me $21. Can't say you ain't gonna get two?
they
Fuck
be
no. I ain't gonna
listen.
get no.
Vegas is not where you go to
Yo,
flaunt. You don't
yo.
flaunt in Vegas.
Bruh, when I tell you, I plan that time from going forward. We spent like 2 more nights there. The next night, coincidentally, I met somebody, and I spent the night with her. My brother stayed at the hotel, and then the following night, we linked up with the young lady the young lady that we knew from back home. She was there for her wedding, and her wedding party was being some bitches. They was being the worst. Like the point of being on a wedding bridal party, from what I understand, it's like being on the groom side. You got to do whatever the groom want to do. If the groom whatever, you just be there to be supportive. Don't do no dumb shit. For whatever reason, they didn't want to do nothing that the bride wanted to do. They was like, yo, let's go to this rooftop party and lay out. She was like, well, nah, I didn't come in for that. Like, let's go do this, let's go do that. And they just kept giving her shit. So me and Big Bro found her. It was like, yo, what you doing here? Oh, I'm here for this, I'm here for that. So, yo, where's your crew? They just doing this, they doing that. So I bet. I said, if you want to, I mean, we ain't girls, but we'll rock with you. So me and Big Bro end up spending all the time with her. We walked the strip, we took her out, we got her some drinks, we got her this, we got her that. She had lost track of time. Her friends finally was like, yo, where you at? We getting worried. She was like, oh, I'm with my friends. She was like, friends? How you know people out here? Was like, yo, they're from Charleston. Like, I know them. So, oh, well, we trying to do the skydiving thing that you want to do now. She's like, oh, okay. So it's like, they finally want to do what I want to do. So, all right, cool. She's like, but if y'all got time, I got extra tickets. We're going to this club tonight. I said, cool. Let me get an extra one for, old girl. Because, she from Charleston too. It was crazy. We all met up. We're going to go in the spot. We get to the spot. The bridesmaids being bitches again. They're being terrible. So we just go on the spot, enjoy ourselves. Now, we was having so much fun. I was like, yo, we're going to do this as sober as possible because these drinks is crazy. One of these dudes, I think he was like a young tech startup dude before tech was like the real move. Motherfucker had a whole section that was the whole side of the club. He was just enjoying our energy. He was like, yo, get these guys drinks. So we was like, yo, we appreciate it. We all sharing a bottle. He was like, nah, that's your bottle. That's your bottle. And that's your bottle. Like, yeah. Like he had such a good time with us. I just found this out a couple months ago. He had wrote her, was like, yo, you made my celebration. It was so great. My fiance, we enjoyed ourselves. Like anything I could do for you in the future, end up setting it up real nice where you got her internship at the job she currently works now. I think she's like in senior management. Just from having fun. That was the highlight of the Vegas trip for me. And I still would never go back to that bitch. $35 for 3 beers is outrageous. $21 for a vodka cranberry. Kiss my ass. That shit, fuck it. Absolutely not. So back to the previous point about experiences. There's certain things I've experienced that I never have to see again because I know the changes of it wouldn't be worth it. And then the things that I have done, if I've done it with the wrong group of people, then I can get going back to seeing that doing again. Like, yo, my wife says she wants to do, I want to go to Egypt with you. Because when she went in the past, the guy from the past wasn't hitting on shit. So she was like, I want to see it with you because you have a different way of looking at things. That I can get. But when you just talking about just to go and just to go, nah, I don't understand
But
that.
see, you're feeding her experience because she's looking to experience it with you. Now, guys, one thing I'll tell you, if y'all haven't figured out about Heavy, I'm probably the same way, and he probably said the same thing. Everywhere we go, we meet people who either we know or we just accommodate new people in our network. It's not something that's not foreign to us. So to hear that, he found somebody from the home there. That's kind of how it
Crazy.
works with us.
That's
But
crazy.
but yeah, so you're still feeling your wife need for experience because she's telling you like, hey, when I went the last time, dude wasn't cutting it, but I know that you're gonna make this experience a very different experience.
Right.
So it's
And
it's the same concept. It's just how we look at it and how you look at it. And I don't even think it's not a male female thing. I think it's just more so your experience of traveling.
mm, I guess it still sounds aggressively selfish, and people want to be on that. Just it goes back to my initial point of how much is enough. Like, how much is enough before you get to that place where you stop being for sale or for profit? Because like, what are you holding it for? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? I had this conversation with people, and I tell them the concept of money and currency is an agreement. We agree that a dollar is a dollar, not that it's a piece of paper. We agree as a society. If enough people say we don't, $1,000 will be worthless. If enough people say, I don't give a fuck, I don't recognize that, fuck the dollar. They go back to a bartering system. Give me food. Oh, we got these. No. I need some crops growing from the ground. What does your money account for then? You got to pay somebody to go get the shit, that you want because they don't acknowledge that your money's a real thing to them. So all of this,
I
this,
mean,
this knee jerk reaction to just keep hoarding all of everything for no other reason, just saying, well, I can do what I want when I want. Cool. That's cool. I've unfortunately spent a lot of time with the people at the lowest points in life, and I see that they get aggressively tenacious when people have what they don't, and then they start figuring shit out of how to get what you got, and not the right way, the aggressive way, the way that puts
definitely.
your family and your loved ones in danger, because you just had
You
to
just
you had to take that extra, and then oh god, when you said people post shit, I don't understand it. There's people to this
yeah.
day that don't know that I'm married, that I have a child. It's like, you don't post on social media. Why would I? Fucking weirdos.
It's none of your business. I still
Exactly.
stand by that. It's none of your business. But you know what?
Exactly.
Shaq said it best. So you have to act like you want it because there are just some people who are happy to be where they are. So you're either
Mm,
happy to be where you are or you're either wanting to make a difference or make more than a difference. So I always think it's all about how you're looking at it. Like low key, I'm back in school. I know you probably gonna be like, Missy, you're a professional student at this point, but hey, it's what it is. My job's paid for it. Um, and
Touche.
I just listen, if they gonna pay for it, I'm gonna get these degrees. I'm gonna rack up this education. That's just me.
Right.
Um, so I just got promoted. This is probably the first time in like Lord knows how long that I've lived within a 2 hour drive of home. And in the middle of being promoted, moving to my new position, moving to my new spot, I was taking a class. Now, do mind you, I was taking this class prior, but I had surgery, so I had to drop out and withdraw. And I remember just telling my mom, like, Ma, if I can just pull a C in this class, I'm good. Like, I just need a C for the job to pay for it and not have to pay tuition.
Hmm.
So imagine me making the B minus, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you were just gonna do bare minimum," and I was like, "I guess I've taught myself that it ain't just about being bare minimum; it's about really wanting something."
Right.
I don't need this degree. I got a whole MBA, but like
Show
just
off.
the way I mean, I was always the studious chick. You tell me you gonna pay for school, I'm gonna go for it. Thank the United States Army for the first 2 degrees.
Yo, thank you for your
Um,
service too, man.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
But it's just that like it's just one of those things where I truly do feel that people are put in positions that they have to make those very hard and wrong decisions. And not everybody does it for the right reason. Like some people do it because they really are trying to feed that child, or they really are trying to prove themselves to somebody, which I think is stupid. But then you just have some people who do it because, oh well, look, Heavy and Missy doing X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna go do X, Y, and Z, and just doing the wrong thing for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
Um, so I do agree that, you shouldn't hoard things, but I do also come from the understanding that you should appreciate the life, because you only get one life to live, so you got to live the best way you know how to.
Right.
So if having those experiences, because I still laugh about the people in Charleston, no disrespect, I love hometown, home is home, who to them a trip is going to Columbia. Columbia an hour up the road.
Nah,
It's like an hour and a half, maybe.
I do
I'll
you
give or
one better.
take.
I do you one better. Listen, if you, I'm trying not to sound elitist or
And Charlie, we ain't hating. Y'all know we got big love for the
bro. Listen,
843.
this not even Charleston. This is just for anybody. Period. If you think that big tripping is going to Miami, nigga, yo, get your fucking life together.
Like,
Do
come
you
on,
know how many people
now.
I'm like, yo, man, about to take this trip to Miami real quick? Like,
Miami,
again?
y'all,
What the fuck,
y'all,
bro?
that child's play. That the first
Yo.
time, yeah, cool. But when it's a regular annual trip and you're making it like it's a big thing, that's like you sending me $50 to get my nails and feet done, bro. This maybe the polish,
Y'all expensive.
maybe. I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna lie,
I'm glad
we
I'm out the
expensive,
game. I'm out the game.
it's
So.
ridiculous,
But
huh?
yeah, I said I'm out the game. I ain't got to deal with that shit no more.
Yeah, you're blessed. And do mind you, I don't a man doesn't I'm not expecting a man to pay for my hair and nails, because Lord knows there's time when I'm like, dang, like I just want to cut it back off again and go back to how I was when I was working in
Yo, that
radio.
cut was
Like,
fire though. You was one
listen,
of the first women I seen like with the natural low cut. Like you was one of the
listen,
first. That's crazy.
a $40 haircut
I
is better than $500
yeah,
braids.
yeah. Them 40 like to get it styled the way you used to have it, it ain't $40 no more. These barbers
Yeah, I'm
out
quite
here,
sure you dropping about 120.
they putting the fire on the blades. Yeah, I got to give you the fresh lineup, nigga. Just give me the
Listen,
basic. Give me the
don't
basic
fuck with
bitch
me.
cut. Just give me the basic
Don't
bitch cut. That's all I need.
They don't understand.
Nah, they
But
don't.
like, or here's my favorite. Sending me $20 so I'm gonna go get lunch. Boy, please. What am I
$20
gonna do with
can't buy
$20 in
lunch.
lunch?
$20
Huh?
can't buy lunch.
I mean, $20 probably can cover my entree. And I mean, if you send me $20 on the fly, like yo be like, hey, yo, lunch, I'm gonna be grateful. But if we like dating and you like trying to use that as I'm your man, I'm your protector, I'm your provider, bro, $20. No, I'm
Fellas,
expensive. I like
fellas,
steak and potatoes.
fellas, if you out there listening to this shit, do me a favor. Go date the woman who like you, not the woman you like, and send her the $20 and let her go get a 2 for $20 at Applebee's. She'll be grateful. These expensive motherfuckers like Missy and crew, just let them go get their pimp hand strong. See, Missy got holes. That's why she talk like that. Missy got holes in different area codes. That's why she talk like that. She got a dude in San Diego, a white man in Minnesota. She got a couple of Floridians. Missy got hoes. That's why she talk like that.
Yeah, don't let Heavy say y'all no lie. I don't have hoes.
She got hoes. That's why she talk like that.
I
'Cause
have
women
I
who
have
don't got
situations that I have situations.
Missy got hoes in different area codes. Don't let her gas y'all. Listen, fellas, go for who like you, not who you like. You'll be fine. Cause you
But
go
you know
for
what,
who
fellas?
like you, they'll take that goddamn $20 and be like, I got some Chick-fil-A and bring you your change back, goddamn. That's
You know what,
go
fellas?
for
I,
what you
I do agree. Go for the chick who do like you. Cause yo, no lie, if you pop up like, yo, here's some chicken minis or lemonade, just how you like it, I'm gonna be appreciative that you
see.
remember what I
Now
like.
we was just talking about steak and potato. Yo, you see
But
what I
I
mean?
am a steak and potato girl.
These motherfuckers ain't shit, bro. These motherfuckers ain't shit,
Listen,
bro. I can't
I'm
listen.
also the chick that if we go to the restaurant, I'm probably that chick who can grab the check before you got a chance to grab it. I mean, I don't mind putting my money where my mouth is.
That's because she got a sugar
I'll
daddy
put a
that lives
I'll
in Tech City in San Francisco. Missy got
You
hoes, you hear
ain't
me?
no good. Y'all,
Missy got hoes, you hear me?
before he was married, he taught me everything I know.
You a lie and a half. I've always been a saint. I have always been a saint. I got married damn near a
Ah,
virgin. I shit.
ooh,
Damn near a
the
virgin. If it
story.
wasn't for that girl at sleepaway camp, I'd have made it to the altar. I'd have made it to the altar with my virginity intact.
Heavy, we have partied together. Come on now.
We partied together at Bible study. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that
Heavy,
time
you
at Bible
lying.
study.
Heavy. I didn't even go to Bible study when I was young. Don't lie.
We was talking about when you was
Don't
older.
lie.
See back because they said, well, 2 and 3 are gathered. God is in the midst. So yeah,
Not you. Not you bringing Grandpa McLean into the situation.
Oh
Come,
yeah, glory. Yeah, I was damn near
yo,
virgin.
y'all see what I've been dealing with like the past 20 years.
I
This
was a
is
virgin.
us all the time.
Everybody ain't got hoes like you got hoes. Anyway,
Heavy. Anyway, so let's get back to why we brought up the Breakfast Club.
Anywho,
So
so go ahead and tell the people what happened, what transpired.
okay, so let me make sure I get these names right because you know this ain't Breakfast Club really isn't the one I listen to. I listen to Joe Budden, but if I I love Charlamagne to death, but you know just his format really ain't my format, but you know it's all loving from here. I listen when I can and what
It's
grabs
got
my
different.
attention.
It's got different. I honestly think Charlamagne don't care for radio like he used to. I think he's doing
The
it
love is
now
definitely not there.
yeah, I think he's
The
doing it
passion
now
and love ain't
for
there.
just for the sake
Just the
of it.
money.
But I think he was really into podcasting, book writing, and TV hosting. I think if he can give up the Breakfast Club
He'd be
tomorrow,
more than happy
clean,
to.
I think he'd be out of there. So
Definitely. Because that book was fire. I definitely give mad shouts out to Charlamagne for that
which
book.
one? You got 3.
The first one, I can't
Black
remember the name of
Privilege.
it, but it was the very first one he dropped.
Black Privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
I just finished that one. And if I ever
'Cause I remember
run into Charlamagne, I'm gonna give him. I say, yo man, listen. And one of the chapters you was talking about, put the weed in the bag. You know, I'm putting the weed in the bag with this little podcast. You know, such and such and such and such. You said people in you always put black people on. If they're from Charleston, you put them on
Put
first.
me on.
I don't want no money from you. I just want an opportunity to do X, Y, and Z, and I'll take it from there. I don't need shit else. I don't need no handouts. I just need a little leg up on some shit that I'm already doing. That's it.
Just put me on.
That's it. You ain't got to put me on. Just here.
Well, I mean,
If you
I would say more so.
if he owns like a networking a media network Black
Yes, I'm saying
Effect.
put my name where it needs to be.
Tell me what I need to do to get on the Black Effect network. Period.
Definitely.
That's it. You don't got to pay me nothing. Nah, pay me what I'm worth when I get there. Just give me the blueprint. It's a 5-minute conversation and we go. But I think personally, for me, I don't think his heart is in radio like it used to be. I don't think it's as fun for him because I think he's done everything. He's
been doing it
Hall
for
of
so
Fame,
long.
for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or whatever.
Yeah, Charlamagne's been doing it since crap. I think Charlamagne had to be 16, 17 when he started in Charleston.
Well, I remember him from 98.9 when he used to do that freestyle thing. And then that's what he used to say. You are bunky.
Oh my lord!
When you play people music, and if it was terrible.
Oh, and so if y'all don't know, that's where the donkey situation originated from.
Yeah.
Charlamagne used to be ruthless back in the day when it just didn't make any sense. Like I used to be like, damn.
Good
okay.
times though. Good times.
Very good times.
But Charlamagne, Envy, and Jess hilarious.
So let me make sure I got this right. So
yeah.
Let me get my names right. So Jess was the one who was the producer who took over, right? And then
no.
Other way. So Jess had the baby.
Jess had the baby. So Charlamagne, Envy, and Angela Yee was on the Breakfast Club for about 10, 11 years. Now they say, Angela Yee, she's always taking the classy road of saying, I just had the opportunity to have my own show. I wanted to do it in the afternoons. So she comes on right after.
Oh.
I don't even think she got booted. I think after Charlamagne did that did that interview with Gucci Mane, and he was calling Angela Yee all kind of shit and whatever have you, and he aired it anyway. That put a sour taste in Angela Yee's mouth. It was the energy was they'd been off. You can watch it. It was hard to watch on YouTube. So Angela
Gotcha.
Yee kind of was like, "Yo, I'm on my way out." This was like in 2022. She got her own show. She's going to be doing this. She's going to be doing that. And then they started the look of like, who's going to be replacing? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And they went through a bunch of people. I personally, I like Claudia Jordan. I like Lauren LaRosa. And that was it. Those are the ones I really liked. Jess came in and she was cool. But like Claudia had the hunger for it. And I think Lauren just had the natural knack for it. Because, again, Jess is a comedian. So I know that comedians kind of want to be out in the streets. They want to be out doing comedy and, sharpening their tools. Because if not, D.L. Hughley said it best. He said, you are what you practice to do. So,
Definitely.
like, the whole idea, Eddie Murphy can come back out tomorrow. No, he can't. He ain't done stand-up in over 30 years.
And that's why he hasn't touched it.
Exactly.
He understands that. So, let's get it right. So, who's my other chick I'm talking about? Because, like I said, reference.
Yeah, so once everything was said and done, Jess got the job. Jess Hilarious got the job. And so she got the job. She was on there. She was doing good. Everything was flowing. Jess meets this dude, and dude gets her pregnant. And,
so, of course, she goes up for maternity leave.
Now, instead of going through the whole rigmarole and running through everything again, Lauren LaRosa, who was already a producer on the show, steps in and she fills in for Jess. And people were saying, like, yo, Lauren is a better fit. Like, her energy is up. She's not rude to the people that's coming in. She don't have beef. She's always like, polite. She's ready. She has the information because she got that TMZ training. Like, she don't really speak on things that's an opinion. She does her due diligence and looking over everything. She analyzes the stories and all of that. So Jess started reading the comments because, niggas, that's what they do. And she says, Jess talked about when she came back, she saw her like kind of sitting in her seat and stuff like that. And, instead of doing the segment with Jess with the mess, it was, they'd say Jess with the mess, but Lauren would do all the reading and stuff for it. Because the joke was that Jess can't read good. So Lauren is just...
This sounds like some Charlamagne shit. Always got something shady to say in the middle of everything.
He was giving her shit like by her reading.
You know how Charlamagne is. Yes. He always got shade.
Always. So eventually when Jess came back and Lauren was just kind of reading on the thing or whatever have you, and she was just reading the Jess with the mess stuff. But Jess, again, reading the comments, minding other people's business of their opinions of her instead of just taking care of the kid. And Jess had been in and out for a while. So she'd be like, hey, I'm on maternity leave. And now if I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, you on maternity leave, right? You home with your baby, right? But while on maternity leave, you still going out to comedy shows and you still performing all over the place. Now, the way I'm looking at it from a business, I'm like, so you're on maternity leave from the job I paid you and I hired you to do, but you still going out to the comedy shows and you still going out.
You forgot one other thing. So not only do I pay you to do it and I hire you for it, but while you're on maternity leave, I'm still paying you.
Exactly. I'm still paying you while you're going out to, I'm going to be in North Carolina soon. I'm going to be out in Florida. I'm going out to Ohio. I'm like, and your employers see this. From the business
aspect, bring your ass back to work.
Exactly. Like, if you have time to leave the privacy and comfort of your home to drive or fly to go someplace else to tell some jokes, I get it. You bought your bag. But when you make a decision in this corporate game of like, how things is going to be moving and how things is going to be going about, Charlamagne got 1,000 things going on. Envy got 1,000 things going on. Why can't you do radio from the city that you're doing your comedic thing in? You kind of put yourself in a situation where somebody can kind of come in and take your job. Now, it just so happens that the person that was doing it has a natural knack for it. She has a natural fit to it. And it just flowed. The jokes was good, the content was good, the camaraderie was good, and then when you came back, you kind of putting a little spin on it. So she goes and does the worst thing humanly possible. She goes and does the worst thing humanly imaginable, and she goes online and then goes live to voice her
And does
grievances.
the so y'all, let me just say this from somebody who has worked in radio, who has had to deal with critics. I'm gonna just say like that, critics. I don't even consider them haters. So being the baby of the radio station, um, being somebody who was a naturally fast talker, um, as well as being somebody just from the hood I came from. I'm a public school child, proud as can be. I'm highly educated, did damn well for myself coming from Charleston County Public School District. Um, I had a lot of people who thought somebody could do it better than I could.
Mm.
And I heard it. Like they would call into the station and air their grievances with me. And you know what I would tell them? Come and get it. You want it? Come get it. Because what that made me do was I'll never forget, I was working part-time at Burger King because my mom's worked at Burger King. Everybody at the station knew moms. Um I was working part-time, I was working radio. And I kid you not, when I was not at Burger King, I was at the station because I was honing in on my skill because I was not somebody who was college educated in communication. Everybody else in the studio had a communication background. That
Mm.
wasn't my forte. So I never let my critics make me nasty, make me feel any kind of way, make me attack anybody. Tessa and Shasha would used to work with me to make sure my enunciation was there, that my voice frequency was there, different things like that. So now that we have social media at the level that we have social media at, first of all, you stupid to air your grievances live when your fucking boss has told you to sit your ass down and chill. Next thing, people gonna always hate you because they want what you got. Why the hell are you in the comment section? Come on. Y'all, here's the best advice I got from you from somebody who has worked in a public arena. Read your audience, know your place, know when to stand down. That's all I got.
You see, and that part is the reason why these. So you try to take into account age, but the problem is you. mm, I can't.
Heavy, I was what all of what I got pregnant in 20 I got pregnant at 22, so I had to be shit, we were still I had just graduated high school maybe 2 or 3 years prior. I was still fairly young.
Yeah, but when the idea of having access to where the world can see you from a device in your pocket, because cell phones couldn't do then what they do
Yeah, that
now.
was different. We were still two-way in.
So
We had two way.
when you talking about the dynamic of uh just being able to go live on your phone, and for I don't know why this is the niggotry of the podcast. Why would you, like, you thought in your brain, you thought in your girl brain that I'm gonna go live and let the people know that I'm reading the comments, and I'm gonna let them know how I feel wrong and how I feel slighted with a multi-million-dollar corporation that got you on the payroll? Like
You
it's
stupid.
it's the it's the arrogance of these motherfuckers. Like you don't realize that your grievance is about somebody you feel is replacing you, so you choose to take it online on social media and voice your grievances. Like, yo, if they don't want me there, I ain't got to be there. Bitch, they already
Then
showed
bitch
you
bye.
that they have somebody that's going to replace you, and quite effortlessly, seamlessly. You're going to go back to telling jokes that, I'm going to be frank, I'm not a Jess hilarious fan of her comedy. Now, Jess with the mess, her little bits of things that she do on social media, the little gossip shit, that's funny. But the comedy stand up, it's not. I'm not one of them people that look for the internet comedians and be like, oh yo, they good on stage, they could kill. I ain't seen one yet. from Country Wayne to Just Hilarious to
It's
Dez
not there.
Bryant. I
It's not there.
one of the funnier ones is Kev on stage, because Kev is literally, it's
Yeah,
not so much comedy as just, first off, it's
it's every
clean
day.
comedy and it's everyday things like of just
Yeah.
church event. Like that's a
But
good
people don't
speed for me.
realize Kev been in this game since the game really started. Kev been doing this forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out that
So
he
it's
wrote
it's
like some
it's
stuff
more
for his kids on
natural.
like TV or something like that. Like he had a couple
Yeah.
of shows and stuff that he used to write for. So Kev
Yeah.
got a long time and tenure with it, and I can watch his stuff. Like his stuff is funny to me, but to go online and voice your grievances, like you can't be fired. Like, oh, I can just go back and get my comedy bag. Do my. So
No.
there's nothing more amazing than a guaranteed paycheck just for talking. All you got to do is go there and talk, and you got in front of your phone that got blasted out to the world. So now your face is on TMZ. Now it's on the Shade Room. Now it's being brought up on Joe Budden podcast. Now it's being brought up on Grits and Eggs podcast.
Everybody talking
Now,
about you.
now that everybody's talking about you, and you
And
got
not
to
in a
go to
positive
work,
way.
you got to go to work and talk to the two co-hosts that put their names out there for you, and be like, yo, and Envy sitting there like, yo, that was corny. Like, why would you say it's corny? Because you could talk to us. Yeah, but we never got the
We
point
right
of
here.
talking.
We
Nigga,
right here.
you're not gonna convince me that Envy and Charlamagne is the hardest people in the world to just sit and talk to. You coming on a
Because
podcast,
listen,
not even a year doing the job fully. You got pregnant like 5-6 months into doing the job, had the kid, was in and out because of the morning sickness. We agree. We understand your plight. Take the time you need. Have the baby. Going off, working all over the country, flying over here, doing this, doing that show, doing every job but your job that you was hired for, and has somebody to come in gracious enough to fill your
to cover
position,
your
not
ass.
take your position, but fill it.
Cover your ass. No.
And
Let's speak where it is. Cover your ass
and you thank them by
by
going live and
doing
embarrassing the
live
company.
and
I
yeah.
couldn't be iHeart. I couldn't be iHeart Radio. I couldn't be iHeart Media.
Listen, I
That
tell you this.
that card
I tell
wouldn't
you
be working
this.
on Monday.
Listen, you already knew I was
You
going.
be
You was gonna
going
go to
to
swipe.
yo. What's up with the? I guess they let you go. Now,
Security be down and having your stuff at the
have your
door.
stuff at the goddamn door. You moved to New York because these motherfuckers. I don't know
That's
what
right.
it
She
is about these.
relocated from Los Angeles, right?
I don't think no. She was in Georgia because Country Wayne had bought her a house or something. She was either in Georgia or Virginia. She was someplace in the South.
Gotcha. But
But
here's my thing. You said it's a male move. I mean, a female move or a girl move. I don't even consider that. Here's my issue. People don't know how to control their emotional intelligence. That was a immature knee-jerk reaction, and she did not have the best control of her emotions to properly move. So I don't think it's a male or a female. I mean, I do get it that
I
a
do.
male will tell you that females are more emotional,
I
but
do.
I just
I
it
do.
was just a stupid move. I mean, I get it. Yeah, we can be emotionally charged. You've proven that by allowing me to hear a couple different things, putting things in my face because I will argue you differently, but my background's different. So yeah, I mean, maybe it is one of the. Shut up. I can't let you heavy. But yeah, I okay, so if you wanna go from the proven facts, it was a emotionally charged female move. And it was a dumb move that I really do hope, and I'm almost for sure as a business person that iHeart is going to very soon cut their grievance with, and by all rights and means, they are in the perfect spot to do it. Like we already got someone on the payroll who can do your job. We don't even need to replace them.
That's been doing your job. You fucking goof. You
Like I don't gotta waste no more
fucking
salary. I don't gotta
goof.
hire.
We can just
People
give
don't
her.
understand.
We can give her half of yours. Let her keep what you call it, her producer salary. Give her half of
Sorry.
yours. I guarantee
Listen,
you, she's gonna be at the
she'll be good.
job every day. I guarantee you, she
Without
ain't
a
gonna be out
problem.
doing no goofy shit. Even if she does find a man and have a kid later on, so the
She
fuck
gonna
what?
she
I
gonna
bet you
keep doing
long.
what she doing.
I bet you she ain't gonna be. I bet you she won't be. Doing comedy shows while trying to get while still getting her maternity leave check.
Maternity leave. Listen, as Charlamagne would say, she a donkey. I can't do it the way he
I
does it, but
can't
that's
figure
just the
out
donkey shit.
why Charlamagne hasn't given Jess Hilarious a donkey today yet. Because
Listen,
that's some corny shit. He gave it to himself. He gave it to Envy.
I'll be honest. I just think it's because people don't realize this, but Charlamagne can be a very compassionate person. He can be a jackass, but he can be a very compassionate
He says
person.
that
What,
he's
a
he
jackass?
calls himself a lovable asshole.
Yeah, Charlamagne has always been an asshole. No lie. But I think in his older age, I think, compassionate empathy is a little more relevant for him. So I just feel like maybe knowing how emotionally charged a chick can be, he just decided to step back. Cause I've been at the end of some of Charlamagne's shit before, so it's not a cute thing.
But
But
you,
I just think this is one of those moves where
if I hold
he
all
just
the cards, you gonna do what the fuck I say. If I
I
hold
mean,
all the
that's real
cards,
talk. That's real talk.
you chose it. See, we need to get back to the basics of talking about accountability. Motherfuckers don't want it. Motherfuckers want to be free to talk, but want to be free from consequences. How?
You can't, like,
Name a world where you can say what the fuck you want and not have to deal with the ramifications of the shit you said or did.
listen, if y'all don't know from science, every action has a reaction.
No, but they don't care about that. No, well,
You
when,
can't just
not
you
my
can't just
actions.
cuss your boss out and expect, or can't get on social media because your boss made a move to protect his brand, his situation, and decide because the people are in the comments saying, "Hey, opinionated, my own opinion, this is a better fit." Like, no shade to Nick. I
It's
don't know her. I've listened to
opinions.
a couple of podcasts. If people were to get in here and be like, "Yo, Missy's a better fit," I mean, you and I have history. We're used to the vibe. We have a different vibe. If she were to get in the comments and get in her feelings, hey, yo, for me, it's so be it. Like, move on, do greater things. You've built your format, and just move on. Like, don't let this be the thing that takes you down of being the jackass who, diminish her brand because unfortunately somebody decided to move on to greener pastures. It ain't worth it.
And that's the part to be killer. That's the part to be killer. It's they letting the world trick them out of their spot. They letting opinions. I don't understand. How can people be mad at somebody's opinion of you? What you think of me is none of my business.
That's your own
If you don't
opinion.
want to read, first off, you can. Charlamagne then was talking about it. Charlamagne told her, "Yo, don't be reading them comments. Don't internalize that shit. If you know that the comments are a vice and an issue for you, why even have this shit on your
Stay
phone?
the fuck out of them. You
Why
know what your problem is.
why not turn off your comments on your own stuff? Why do you go to the
Because
Breakfast
hold on,
Club
hold on.
page? That
What's the
vanity
what's the
shit?
name of the tag again? Just the mess.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you know. The
Yeah, but
mess.
you
And
can't be with the mess. You can't be with the
well,
mess with everybody else. Then when it comes to you, you just nah.
can't handle it. Well, the
That I
mess
don't
about to have her
understand
in the
that.
unemployment line.
No, they ain't gonna fire. I know that. They
You
ain't
don't
gonna.
you don't think you don't think iHeart ain't gonna pressure
Mm-mm.
Charlamagne to make that
I
decision?
don't think that they'll fire her. I think that there will be some. I think there'll be some actions. Maybe maybe re-implementing some things, saying, "Yo, you do that shit again, we cutting ties." Because I don't know the inner workings of her contract, but I have to believe that Charlamagne would have spoke on her behalf. I don't think Envy did. I think Envy was like, "Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Like that is when somebody tells you to your face on air live, yo, that's corny.
That's fucked up.
That
Yeah.
that's corny. Like I told you before, that's corny. Like you wouldn't talk to your phone. You couldn't talk to we right here. That I'm gonna tell you
My
this,
thing
and
is,
this is gonna be
we
fucked up,
you get paid to talk to people. You get paid to talk in a group as one. How the fuck could you not just be like, "Hey, I need to talk with y'all when we get off the air"?
bruh. I'm gonna tell you this. This right here set women back at least 20 years because the conversations that if they're not already being had, they're being had from the standpoint of yeah, this is what happens when you let a woman in a place. Oh, she's coming back, so it's her baby juice hormones. They're all over the place. I'm gonna tell you, guys don't want to hear that shit. With guys, it's always business as usual because nothing in our life prevents us from getting to the bag that is business that is usual. Yo, your wife is pregnant. She had a baby. That's cool. What you finna do? Go to work? I didn't
Because I
have the
got
baby.
bills to pay. I
She
got a
had the
whole
baby.
nother mouth to feed right now.
Yo, man, such and such is fucking up over on the other side of town. What you finna? Yeah, I heard your father got in a horrible accident. What you finna do? I'll check on him on the
Work.
weekend. I'm about to go back to work.
And I
The
think that
job always
comes from
comes first.
generation. But yo, heavy, I think that comes from generation because like I understand that like shit can be going fucking crazy at home, but I'm always coming to work. But I hate to say it, like these millennials are built differently.
Mm.
Like I think it's a generational thing because if I remember correctly when I looked it up, Jess is like in her mid to early 30s.
Yeah, she just
I
turned. I
think
think she's like 32,
so like she,
31,
so
32.
I hate to say it, their priorities are different.
I don't understand it.
I would have thought becoming a mother would have kind of changed that, but
But this ain't her first kid.
obviously,
Her first
then
kid is like her first kid's like 12, 13.
yeah, this some ignorant shit right here.
Exactly. This is this, but you know, it is what it is. It's the goofy shit, man.
But I
This is the
will say,
goofy shit.
I mean, I do hope she learns from her lesson. I do hope that she realizes, like, yo, if you know that you gonna feel some type of way by being in the fucking stay out the shit.
No, they
Don't
can't
worry
do
about
that.
what other people saying.
They
You
can't do
making
that.
good money to just fucking talk. I give her 3 months.
You better than me. I give her what's his month? March.
Yeah.
I give her April.
Damn.
April, late April, early
You
May.
have no faith in her.
Because now she's gonna have to be a version of herself that's not gonna be herself,
And she can't
and
be
and
authentic.
people are just gonna be
Yeah.
more relentless, and she's gonna cave to that. You mix that with the quote unquote postpartum blues and shit, like you gonna feel it. Because now in this new day and age, once somebody knows what triggers you, they'll trigger you.
They gonna be on top of
So
it.
now you go on comedy things like, yo, Lola Rose is better than you. If enough people
Oh my
say
God.
that, you need to get fired from the Breakfast Club and work in your comedy.
Yeah,
Like, yo, you're
I could see
terrible.
that
Oh
shit
my!
triggering.
If you thought she wasn't in the comments before, she
She
gonna be
definitely
in
gonna
them
be in it
bitches
now. She
stupid
either
heavy
gonna
now.
fuck up at a comedy show or she gonna fuck up in the comments. She gonna fuck up some way. So I still give her May. I still give her May. I still give
Nah,
Sister May.
I give her late April, early May. I don't think she.
I okay, so if you say late April, early May, I give her late May, early June before she fuck up. I give her the summertime.
Nah, summertime is gonna be summertime. Summertime is kids out of school, so it's
That
gonna
shit gonna
be
get worse
more
because you know them
hands
damn
on.
kids.
And if your son that you
Yeah.
be putting in all your videos like a goofball, if you
Oh
got friends that got
damn.
social media, they're gonna be teasing. Yeah, it's gonna
Jess, I
whatever.
got faith in you. I got
Shit,
faith in you.
that
I don't
make
know if you're gonna hit this, but I got faith in
that
you.
makes one of us.
Till at least summer.
That makes one
Till at
of
least
us.
summer.
Moral of the story, yo, if you emotionally weak and social media triggers you, either stay off or stay out of the comments. If you can't stay out of the comments, stay off of social media.
Stay up. Just
If
delete
you
the shit.
unless you get
Delete this
paid
shit.
for social media, you should have somebody that records whatever thing you get paid for and then let them post it. You shouldn't have it on your
Listen,
phone. You shouldn't have your
hire you a
emails tied
moderator.
to it. You hire you an assistant that you ain't got to you ain't
Hire
got
you
to
somebody
touch
to
the
do this
shit.
shit.
If
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I had a cool 10 mil tomorrow,
Y'all
all I would
heavy to
do.
disappear from social media.
Oh no, I wouldn't disappear from social media. I wouldn't disappear. I wouldn't have it on my devices. I'd have an assistant that is well versed in content creation and mechanics of like engineering and posting and things. So like what we doing now, I would just show up, go over this stuff with you. We pod for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and once I leave, they do it.
Done.
My phone wouldn't have, yo, man, I wrote you, I DM'd you on Instagram. I don't have Instagram on my phone. Then how do you check it? My assistant has
My
Instagram on the phone.
assistant got you.
They got it on the phone. That sits in the
Listen,
drawer.
y'all.
Until I
What,
need to
what
post
you're
something, I don't. I don't look at it.
what you're hearing is a emotionally charged man who knows how to move properly. Like
Oh,
that's what you're hearing. Just so you
oh,
know.
thank you,
Just so you know.
Missy. Missy B, ladies and
Don't let it
gentlemen. Round
don't
of
let it go to
applause
your
for.
head, sir. Don't
It's
let
too
it go to your
late.
head.
It's too late. Round of
But
applause for
but yeah,
Missy B.
when you know how to move, when like so, as you like to call them, one of my hoes, one of my dudes knows
And
that
different
social
area
media is not
codes.
his thing.
Holes in different
Um,
area codes. Don't forget that area codes part. It's very
oh my
important to the
gosh.
story. To let people know that
Like
they're not
he
in the same place. To let them know that they are
you know
not
what?
in the same place.
I am so glad that none of my men are really interested in podcasts like this because you would have me in so much trouble.
Oh, they
Not
gonna be
really so much
listening.
trouble because
Give it,
I believe in
give it,
honesty. So
give it about a month. I guarantee you're gonna be like, yo, you heard of this Heavy Thoughts podcast? You're like, what episode are you on?
so listen, y'all.
What
Like
episode are you on?
let me just say this before we have anybody in our comments trying to call me out for crazy shit. Your real talk disclaimer. My men know about each other. I'm very open, very honest. I don't have shit to
She's
hide.
got
I don't have
hoes.
a ring.
She's
I
got
am who I am.
hoes in different area codes. Area code.
Different hoes and well, Heavy calls them hoes. I have different men in area codes who are aware of one another. We just gonna put it like that and leave it like there because I don't need all my
Sounds
public my
like
my business on
hoes.
social media.
Sounds like hoes
Oh
in different
Lord.
area codes.
I enjoy a good time. What could I say? I move about every 18 months. What do you expect? I can't help it right
Hey, there
now.
you go. There you go. Staying on the stick and move, baby. Stick and move like a good
Listen,
porn
I say
star.
like this: there's not a city I can't go to that I can't make a phone call. If I want to be in a hotel, I got a place to stay. So it works out for me.
Mm. You lucky I'm retired. You lucky I'm out the game, goddamn. I be in goddamn new hotels every weekend.
But y'all
Shit.
want to know what's crazy? I had a crush on him when we were younger, and it was just
Mm.
so funny because I was so close to his family, so it just like it didn't ever work out. But yeah, I don't think I ever told you that. I used to have a little crush on him, even though I've got him by a couple of years. Well, maybe two, three. I can't remember how many years it is, but yeah, I used to crush on him. But it's funny to find us here, him with a wife and a kid. I have a 19-year-old, so it's interesting.
Mm.
Um,
That's one way to say it. That's one way
yeah,
to go about
interesting.
it. Yeah, yeah. We'll go with interesting. We'll talk about the
Let's
real
stick with
details off. Yeah,
interesting.
we'll talk about the real details offline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
offline.
yeah.
Um,
We
yeah.
we've been doing this for almost an hour and a half. Okay.
So I will say, y'all, if you are someone who is not the best at dealing with public opinion, just matter of fact, I'm gonna let this segue into the next comment. There are some things you just do not say about people. Now, I know, I think we all have the same feeling that Kanye has lost his motherfucking mind.
I'm gonna let you
But
drive
to
on this
go
one.
as to
I
go as listen, I'm gonna say this. I got a 19-year-old. He a grown ass man, or at the beginning of grown ass man levels. But you ever speak out of turn about my kid, I'm putting everything on it. Like there are just things you don't touch on. Like like somebody's children. Yeah, that's off limits. That's all I got to say about that, Heavy.
it's for me. It's for me. I've seen enough versions of Kanye West to understand what he's doing. And because I don't think his talent can do it anymore, I think he has to make a spectacle to get things popping because his album came out a couple days ago. And when I could tell
You
you,
mean the chick that he made him wait like 2 hours to hear?
I don't know. Because again, when I tell you Kanye news come out, I don't give a fuck. I be tuned out. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because once you get in your bag of trying to please and appease people that have an interest against people who look like you, and you just for the sake of just being on some pandering shit, I got nothing. Like I ain't had nothing for Kanye in a while. Like listening to Kanye's music, anything after Graduation, I don't listen to, even though I heard My Dark Twisted Fantasy is like one of his best products, but I can't bring myself to listen to it because I don't
Listen,
give a fuck. Like I don't care.
the graduation was the last solo project I listened to.
Same.
Um, I'm a big fan of Hove, so I did. I was heavy on the On the Run too, or was it On the Run too? I
No,
can't
you
remember
talking
which.
about Watch the Throne.
Yeah, Watch the Throne. I was
Yeah.
heavy on that collab, but as far as like his personal career, like
Nah.
wasn't wasn't Graduation like the second album?
No, late registration. It was the college dropout, late registration, graduation. Um and then I think they got to 808s and Heartbreaks, then My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
So yeah, I made it to album 3 and I was done.
Same. I think
Like you can tell I don't even know how to run gold. Like I'm like, hold up, who? And like, yeah, he lost me. I hate to say it. I think that was around the time um his mom passed. Like I think that next album after his mom passed, I was done.
yeah, I don't. Mm.
It
Once
wasn't
his
it wasn't
once
making
his
sense.
once his mom died, Kanye ain't been the same since.
Hell
He ain't
nah.
been the same since. I did the college dropout. I did late registration, and then I did graduation. Um 808s and Heartbreaks. I don't give a shit about. Jesus is King. I didn't listen to. The Life of Pablo didn't care about. Um, Donda didn't give a shit about. It's too much back
Didn't
and
even check
forth.
it out.
He was, I'm never gonna be cursing again, and then the next album he's back on his cursing shit. Yeah, I'm getting back in my Christian bag. We heard one Christian album and he gave up. Like everything is just everything is a goddamn spectacle show for him, and
Yep.
I don't want to give it a lot of light. I'll say pretty much this. Um, I don't put my daughter out there on social media for a reason. I know my temperament, and in knowing my temperament, I
We
know
know what's
that if you
best.
don't know, like people who say things like, "Oh, that's why your mama ugly," or like I fucked your mom and da da da, and you got an ugly ass kid. I'm like, well, you never seen my kid. You don't know
So
my
how the
mother.
fucking
So it's
so
just,
it doesn't
all right,
bother me.
cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, bet. You got it. Hey, you a big dog.
See,
You
y'all,
got it.
I ain't heavy. I'm kind of like Jess. Like there are times when I know to come out of the comments before my mouth gets me in a little bit too much trouble. Now I'm gonna tell you this: I can write a check that I can cash. I know how to cash them checks, but I know how
Mm,
to be emotionally charged and back off when I need to back off. I've got a little emotional intelligence there.
nah, I got all emotional intelligence. I got shit to lose. I ain't got time to play with these
Yeah,
people.
I got too much. I got too much to lose. It's just too much on the table, and that's something else you'll notice. And I find this crazy that Jess did this because she has she has shit on the table. Like you got to lose your behind some bullshit. Like you got that's crazy. Like I've come to find that most people when there's value there, something valuable to lose, they tend to learn these lessons. But society keeps proving me wrong.
Man, they can do whatever they want. I don't give a shit. Moral of the story: keep other kids' name out your mouth. You talk about them, they're liable to get active and gang. Essentially getting your shit. So I
You
ain't got too
you
much
might
on
you might write a check your ass can't cash.
that. Yeah, they can have that. So before we close out, what was the last thing we was talking about? Anthony Mackie. I'm not gonna I'm not
Yes.
gonna deep dive into it too much because um
I think this is self-explanatory though.
I
I think
it's
his
self-explanatory to an audience of people that are willing and wanting to listen, because ultimately how he raises his kids is his business. And for those who don't know, there's a podcast called The Pivot. Uh, our Ryan Clark, a couple other athletes that talk to people, they talk to athletes, they talk to people, and it had Anthony Mackie on. Anthony Mackie was talking about the disappearance of, masculinity in America for the past 20 years. And I can kind of see what he was talking about. He can't go into detail about it. I'll say from me, my thoughts and views and perspective on that is I get what he's saying, because if you look at the more prominent athletes and the more popularized and polarizing athletes or whatever have you, I can think of three rappers and athletes that walk around with the nails painted and the purses and the dresses and all of that, and that's highlighted as, black man excellence. But when a white man does it, I'm sure there are white men that do it. It's never seen, it's never posterized, it's never in the public eye to the same degree as when black men do it. So the attack on masculinity looks like it's on the forefront of black men that wear nail polish and walk around with purses and they got the bags and this and that. And I get all of that. I hear it. How he raises his boys and how he views what masculinity is to him is his opinion and his opinion alone. The problem is there's so many men out here that was raised bitch made that every motherfucker got an opinion about what a man is saying, which is weird. It's very strange. Men didn't find anything wrong with what Anthony Mackie was saying. Bitch ass men might. Aggressive masculine women might. But the real motherfuckers that needed to hear it, because one of the comments that I kept hearing was, why would you tell your 15-year-old son that, when I leave the house, you the man of the house? Like, that kid's a kid. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? It's giving a young boy a sense of responsibility goes a long way. Now, I don't know how many of y'all motherfuckers grew up with your father in your life, but when my father left, he told us, y'all make sure these doors is locked, these windows is closed, watch out for the house. Would I think my mom would intervene and take care of whatever dangers or whatever have you? Sure. But on the off chance that she didn't or couldn't, my father gave explicit instructions on how his boys are supposed to get active. But you don't want
protect
to
your
put
mama and
that.
sisters.
Yeah, you don't want to put that on no young boy. If I raised him right, he know how to get to the tool and get that thing working. So mom
Handle
and my
his
daughters
business.
they got to wait out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a biological fact that boys can take more more immediate what's it called? Blunt trauma. They can take
Blunt
more
trauma.
they can take more blunt trauma up front. Now the labor game and the chronic pains of the cycles, women, y'all got it.
We
Y'all
got
can
that.
take that long-term pain. If I got a
But that
toothache for longer than 20 minutes, I am out of commission.
it's over.
And
Y'all
motherfuckers
are
bleed
ridiculous.
once a month, shit, y'all can have it. Y'all can fucking have it. That initial blunt force trauma shit, we got that.
You got that.
Anything that lasts longer than 10 minutes, you gonna see the
Y'all
bitch.
get a
You gonna see
fucking
the bitch
cold
come
in
out
the
of me.
world ending. Yeah,
Ah,
y'all get a cold in the
oh
world's ending.
God, please make it stop. Please make it stop. I'm out of there. I am
So
fucking
I'm gonna
out of
say
there.
this as a black female who raised a black male. Now, do mind y'all, just to give y'all context, my son is special needs. My son has autism. But here's one thing about my kid. If he is walking into a room where a door needs to be open, even with his special needs, my kid is going to attempt to open the door. Now, I was blessed. I have brothers, I have uncles, I have other people who were male influences on my child's life who, in all sense and reality, my child was raised with the same kind of concept. Like, yo, you protect mom. Like my kid was that kid. You come at me wrong, he got something to say. You may not understand him, but he gonna get your attention. And I do think that um, the way that people view masculinity, it's very harsh.
Toxic.
Is probably the best way I can say it, because I know plenty of men, and LeBron James is a prime example of this. His mother went through hell and high water to make sure he had what he need, and as soon as he got a chance, like, yo, mom retiring you. And I think it's just how people look at it. Like, some of your best males who are now great fathers, great husbands, came from households where either your mom was there but dad was not there, or dad was there but they also knew that, like, yo, when dad ain't here, this my house to protect.
Yeah.
um and it's crazy because I sent you something earlier. I was listening. I don't even know how I ended up on it, but this young lady was talking about how um men were basically, she was talking about how men were put here to be her, like, be a protector or a provider, I think was more so what she was talking about. And she was going on about how, she doesn't have female friends because her man is her provider. She doesn't do girl trips and all. And I say this, listen, I will say this. We as women, I'm talking to the sisters out there, we
Yeah.
as women, we do not have a right to question a man's masculinity. Why? We are not black men. We do not know what they go through. We do not know the fucking trauma that has been there. We don't know what it takes to be a black man. We have our own shit to deal with. Like,
Sorry
let
about
black
that.
men be black men. Don't be questioning them. Like, that's just me. Let them be them. Now, if you got a black man out there who acting like a simp, move on.
We gonna dive deeper into simp behavior at a later time because I can't, like, my brain molecules won't let me go too deep
But
into it. But I totally agree. Like, it's one of the reasons that was my New Year's resolution for 2025. I don't argue with women no more. I refuse. I
makes no
can't.
sense.
I
Makes no
can't
sense
because
to
women want to tell me, if you gonna tell me what a man should do to be a man to you, cool.
do it your damn
You
self.
got it. Yo, big dog. You know what's crazy? Single people got the most advice on how to get somebody.
But we single.
But don't have nobody. Yo.
Listen, y'all. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you up front. Some of the
Shit.
best advice that I get on dating come
Shit.
from my male friends. Hence the reason why, as Heavy says, I have males in every area
She
code.
got hoes. She got
My male friends teach me
hoes.
very well. And I do it very openly. I don't hide shit. So, if you gonna try and tell a male how to be a male, like, y'all, I ain't trying to be that person on this first podcast, but just go to get you a female.
That's it. Can't. Can't. You know why? Because I said this in a previous thing. I said women don't like women way more than they don't like men. Reality, women got the approval to get married. And you know what they said? God damn, these bitches is annoying. Divorce amongst a lesbian couple. Divorces amongst lesbians are
Are
over
higher
60%.
than,
Divorce
there you
amongst gay
go.
men, 30. So y'all don't
Because
even like it
ladies,
because it's y'all
we
hard
can
to
be a
deal
bit
with.
much.
Y'all
We can
hard
be
to
a bit
deal with,
much.
man. That's why I say, bro, I ain't finna argue with you. No, you
Oh, and
got
Heavy,
it.
let's put this extra disclaimer out there. Gentlemen, I ain't looking for no more area codes. I got enough on my plate right now.
She
So please
lie.
don't be in our DMs.
She lie. Look up nasty Miss B
Y'all, don't
with
have
two
Heavy in my
S's.
inbox talking about you got phone numbers in the
Nasty Miss
DM.
B.
Listen,
Sassy nasty Miss B.
I mean, that 2 to 5 used to be, don't call me Miss B unless you're calling me Nasty B, but we not gonna go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, we ain't gonna go there. Hey, listen, man,
Let's
listen.
not go there. So,
We
fellas, I don't need any more area codes. I appreciate all the love, but please, please, we did not have this discussion to have men in our DMs trying to pass their phone numbers to me. I
Yeah,
appreciate
men in
you.
your DMs. Yeah, they got it. Go ahead, slide in, fellas. She don't give a shit. I think it's a good first part. I think it's a good first part. I think it's the good first
It
part.
definitely was a pleasure. I love this. I love this. I love the vibe being on the pod with a voice from the
Yeah,
past.
yeah. So you got any
And as soon as I can get set up, we gonna have video on both sides, but it's gonna take me a little minute. But
take your
we
time.
got y'all coming.
I might keep you off video for the sole reason of if we ever get to talking shit that's crazy enough, I don't want you to get attacked for what I say. I don't.
I don't give a damn. I can defend myself.
I know you
But
can,
I
but if you don't,
appreciate that protection.
a part of that provision, as far as being a man, is saying, "Yo, this is what it is." Now, if you want to put out video of you talking, that's up to you. I personally would love the mystery aspect of it, but I digress.
That does sound kind of fun.
I
So,
digress.
guys, as you can see, even as a married man, as a friend of mine, black men protect what they know that needs to be protected.
You hear that, bitches? Get your shit together. Get a black man that cares. Anyway, Missy B, you want to give people the information on how to find you, support you, follow you, whatever have you?
So, good people, and this is how bad it is. I actually have to check. You know what? I'm going to do something a little different. I said I was going to make another Instagram page for this specifically, but I don't feel like juggling all these social medias. So here's where you can find me at. On TikTok, it's chucktown.bella, the Chucktown Bella. On social media, what the hell, y'all? Y'all can find me at Doing Life with Purpose. Don't come with the bullshit. I do answer DMs, comments, and all that stuff with a little bit of intelligence, but if you come with that raw shit, expect the raw shit back.
Rah. And y'all know how to find me everywhere, Heavy Mac or Heavy Thoughts Podcast. And I got an idea from Grits and Eggs Podcast, new people that I've listened to, phenomenal work. If you have time, go out and listen to them. I'm going to have a phone number that's going to be established for people to call in and leave voice notes or send text messages, thoughts, views, and perspectives of things that you want us to talk about or comment on. And yeah, once again, man, love, peace, and hair grease. Thank you for being a part of the Heavy Thoughts Podcast. And we'll see you next time.
It's heavy, baby.